Good morning, Blazers. Today we are going to look at auditing credits. I'll explain to you what this is, why it's important, the tools you'll need in order to audit your credits, and then we'll go ahead and audit your credits together. At the end, if you have questions, there are some resources listed. Okay, what is credit auditing? Credit auditing is looking at your transcript to see what credits you've earned based on the courses you've taken and passed. Your transcript, like this example transcript, is broken down into blocks. There are roughly 2 blocks per year, and these represent semesters. Most courses are worth 0.5 or half a credit, but some are worth 1.0 credits. So make sure you're paying attention to this section right here. And again, you will only earn credit for the classes that you earned a passing grade in. I also want to point out this area right here, which has some additional graduation requirements listed, but we'll talk about those more in a minute. Okay, why is this important? Well, we track our credits to see what we still need to take in order to meet our graduation requirements. Remember, you need 24 credits in order to graduate, and these must be earned in specific areas of study in order to fulfill all requirements. So again, most classes are worth 0.5 or half a credit, which means we would mark 1 box, but some are worth 1.0 credits, and we would get to mark 2 boxes. Also, we keep track of those additional graduation requirements that I mentioned earlier down here. So, what tools you will need in order to do your credit audit? You'll need a copy of your transcript, and your name should be listed right here. You can also find your graduation year listed right here. You'll need a blank graduation checklist and something to write with. All right, let's give it a go. Before we get started, write your name down right here, your graduation year, and then just double check that this is your transcript by looking to see if this is your name right here. Okay, so on this example transcript, we see that this student took Imagine Academy and passed, and that's one of those classes that's worth 1.0 credits. So Imagine Academy is a CTE course. We're going to come down here to CTE, and we get to mark 2 boxes. 1, 2. Then we see this student took Honors English and passed for 0.5 credits. They took Spanish for half a credit, so that's down here in World Language. They took Algebra 1, that's in Math. They took General PE for half a credit, that's down here in Fitness. They also took Biology. Then we're going to go to Semester 2. They took English again. They took Spanish, Algebra 1, weightlifting, biology, and contemporary world issues, which goes in world studies or social studies right here. Okay, so I'm going to have you go ahead and mark down all of your classes, but I do want to point out that some classes can meet requirements in different areas of study. For example, construction skills. This student took construction skills, and that can count either for a CTE, a 3rd year of math, or an elective. Well, this student has fulfilled their CTE requirements, and we see that they're taking Algebra 2, so they don't want to mark it in a math, but they still need electives, so we're going to go ahead and put that in electives. For more information about what classes count for what, we have a list linked on the main slide deck. Once that's all complete, we're going to go up here and we're going to look at those additional graduation requirements. So we see high school and beyond plan. It's marked as not met because we don't mark those as met until everybody has all of their community service hours in and we've done our senior student-led conferences at the very end of your 12th grade or senior year. Right below that, we have Washington State history, and it looks like this student has taken and passed Washington State history, so that's marked as met. And we're going to go down here and we're going to mark that box right here for Washington State history. And then we're going to go up to graduation pathway, and we see that says not met, which means that this student either did not take or did not pass one or more of the sections in the SBA. So they can either retake that their 11th grade year, or they can take another standardized test like the SATs or ACTs. AP exams also count. Dual credit courses and transition courses will fulfill that. Or if they're interested in the military, they can take the ASVAB, or they can take a CTE sequence of courses that will fulfill that pathway. So be thinking about this when it's time to pre-register for courses, and make sure you communicate what your pathway is and what your plans for after high school are with your school counselor. Okay, so please remember that each of our school counselors has an updated copy of all students at Timberline's graduation pathway checklist. So if you would like to compare yours to theirs, or if you have any questions about your transcript, please don't hesitate to reach out via email or stop by and make an appointment to meet with your school counselor. Thanks so much for participating and have a great day.